Sophia is helping to build the education vertical at OpenAI and to get ChatGPT in the hands of educators and learners around the world. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
So tell me about your role as Education GTM leader at OpenAI, and what does GTM stand for?
Yeah, great question. So GTM stands for go-to-market, and it's almost a new vertical that a lot of technology companies are adopting, kind of merging their previous like sales and post-sales businesses. So go-to-market at OpenAI includes our sales team that actually works with enterprise customers and our EDU customers and our government customers, but also our post-sales teams. So like verticals like customer success that support the customers on their journey after they purchase ChatGPT. So it's been really exciting. I joined the team about 9 months ago to help build up our education vertical. And a big part of my job is to work with universities that are adopting ChatGPT Edu. So I work with presidents and provosts to kind of help define their vision for their campus in terms of how they become AI native. I work with professors who build custom GPTs and solutions for their classes and their campuses. And I work with students who drive like activation and engagement and are really thinking about the future of work and what they should be learning.
Very nice. What is ChatGPT EDU and how does it differ from the ChatGPT that anybody can sign up for on the OpenAI website?
ChatGPT Edu is our enterprise instance that's built for universities and school districts. So ChatGPT Edu has a lot more security and privacy features built in and admin capabilities. So think about it in the sense like when a university purchases it, they get to decide who gets licenses, who gets access to that. And they also get to manage the workspace. And OpenAI does not train on any of the information in that workspace. So unlike the free or plus accounts where OpenAI models do get better by training on that information, the information in an EDU workspace is completely secure. So professors can upload their entire like semester or year's worth of content and have students engage with it much more deeply.
Is this similar to the enterprise version? So, for instance, I work at a company and I want to sign up for the enterprise version of ChatGPT. Same type of privacy and not using the data for training and that type of scenario?
Exactly. So it's very similar to ChatGPT Enterprise,
Mhm.
but at a lower price point because we're cognizant of education budgets.
Okay. And how many universities do you know or think are using ChatGPT EDU currently?
We haven't disclosed the full numbers, but we have a bunch of case studies with universities like California State University. We just deployed this week to 500,000 students, faculty, and staff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Huge deployment, largest in ChatGPT history. And then we have a bunch of universities like Wharton and Harvard,
Yeah.
Dartmouth that are using our products.
Is this product made available to other types of schools outside of universities, high schools, junior high schools?
So we also serve school districts, but
Mhm.
we do not serve under 18 students with our EDU product at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So it's mostly for like teachers, educators, staff members at the school districts.
Let's talk a bit about your career journey, your background. So you have been focused on education technology and economic mobility. What first sparked your passion in these areas?
When I was 18, I was studying computer engineering at a large state school and realized that I wasn't doing very well in the program. Like I had become a straight C student after being a really good high school student. And it was really baffling to me. And I felt like if I didn't study computer engineering, I'd be locked out of like the career pathways that I wanted. So I did this research project where I cold emailed some famous people to ask for their opinion on computer engineering versus like different majors. And that's when I realized that not all college majors were created equal, but at the same time, universities were not teaching skills like engineering in a way that was accessible to everyone. So I turned this research into a book about America's job skills gap that I published 19. So this was my second year of college.
Wow.
Since then, I've been trying to solve this problem. Like a lot of people probably have felt at some point of like locked out of their potential or out of their career. And that's the feeling I want to help help alleviate for people and help them be able to learn in the way that makes sense for them. And AI is a huge tool in that. So in my career so far, I've been early at a couple of high growth ed tech companies. I worked in venture capital investing in ed tech companies. And then for 3 years, I was at Amazon doing education partnerships. So OpenAI takes that to the next level because now we have a personalized tutor for everyone.
Mhm.
my aspiration is that that personalized tutoring helps people achieve their potential and finds jobs that are more fulfilling for them.
So you wrote a book at age 19. Can you just talk about that? I'm just curious. What does that process look like? You have this idea, you write a book, and then what? How do you publish it? What's the process? I have no idea.
So this was the pre-AI era. So a lot of it was just kind of discovering it myself. I had been a high school journalist. I used to write for the daily text in my university newspaper. So I had the writing skills. And initially I was just writing things I was learning to share with my classmates. And then soon I realized that I'd become over 100 pages.
Mm.
And so I started putting it together in the structured way that I thought would make sense at the time for other students to realize the power of like STEM education. And then it became 144 pages and
Oh,
went
wow.
through the publishing process, cold emailed a lot of people to ask for advice and help. Some worked out, some didn't. And then companies like Intel actually purchased the book for all of their student interns and those things. So that helped a lot in terms of just being able to spread the message.
Any sense of how many people have purchased this book, downloaded a copy of the book? Do you have those numbers?
Not off the top of my head, but basically it's been really exciting in the years that like again, it's been over 10 years since I was 18 and published this.
Mhm.
But in those years I spoke a lot at conferences, spoke a lot to student organizations and increased that. Now I think it's time probably to rewrite it, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
now like STEM education has changed, like career pathways have changed, and I think we need a new iteration of that.
What are some of the most promising ways AI can enhance learning and teaching?
That's a really good question. It's something I think a lot about as I help universities think about what it means to become like an AI native campus.
Hmm.
Our current definition of an AI native campus is one that has multiple AI touch points that lets the community, like the students, faculty, and staff, engage with the knowledge of the campus more deeply, more conversationally. So the idea is that students will come on campus and they'll have an orientation GPT where they can ask questions like, how do I register for my classes? Where's the health center? How do I change my roommate? Like all the things that students need to know when they are first on campus. Then they'll go into classes where they'll be able to converse with the knowledge of their professors, like material. So in a business school class, a professor uploaded all of his case studies, and students asked questions like, which CEO handled layoffs well? And get exact examples from his case studies. Or like, where will I ever use this statistics principle in real life?
Hmm.
And get tangible examples. Then they'll go into career services where they'll practice interviewing with like a McKinsey recruiter, McKinsey partner, like go back and forth and be able to take advantage of the university's knowledge in a very different, like more intimate way.
I see. So is the idea to create these custom GPTs for different use cases? One, engaging with the campus or information about the university. Another one is engaging with course material for specific courses.
Yeah, exactly. And over time, like it's going to get smarter. Like right now, it looks like a custom GPT. In
Mhm.
the future, agents may change what that looks like. And our aspiration is that it's going to become super seamless. So students will be able to engage and move between the knowledge aspects of the campus more easily.
So conceptually, I understand what a custom GPT is. Can you talk a little bit about the technology? What is specifically a custom GPT, and how would I create one using ChatGPT?
So it's actually funny in our first day at OpenAI, they all made us create custom GPTs. And
Mhm.
that's when I realized that something that sounds so technically tedious,
Mhm.
actually a 15-minute job to do.
Yeah.
But high-level GPTs are custom versions of ChatGPT that users can tailor for specific tasks or topics by combining like the instruction, knowledge, and capabilities. So
Mhm.
what it looks like is a professor can be like, this custom GPT is designed to be an AI like study buddy
Mhm.
for students who are in my statistics class. They can upload any of the materials that they want. So any sort of PDFs, classroom documents, assignments, and then they give the GPT exact instructions. It can give them the personality, being like, this is the personality and this is how you correspond. Don't give them the answers right away. Play a little hard to get, like whatever
Mhm.
they want to say. And then the GPT follows through with those instructions and can have conversations just about the material. A lot of professors say, stick to my course material, don't search the web, don't answer if it's not in the material. And so it just creates a much more finite instance of experience for end users.
So professors are saying to the custom GPT, here's the knowledge base. Here's all the course material, slides, exercises, solutions, even videos, audio files. And it's telling it to, when answering questions from students, just look into the knowledge base. Just reference the files. Don't reference the world of data. Just reference those files when answering questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And so like, and same, if you create an orientation GPT, it's like only the orientation materials get referenced. So don't make
mhm.
up recommendations outside of the orientation materials. Helps concentrate the type of information the students get access to.
Can anybody create these? So if I sign up for, let's say, the free account for
Yep.
ChatGPT, can I create them versus the Plus account or Premier account, the others?
Yeah, so chat GPTs, like custom GPTs that are available for like Plus, Team, and Enterprise users,
Okay.
not for free users.
Okay.
But a Plus user is an independent user. So if you have that, you can create and start sharing those.
And you can create these in ChatGPT Edu as well?
You can create them in EDU as well, yes.
And
EDU
can you share
Enterprise
them with,
Ghibli.
yeah. And can you share them with, I don't know, for instance, for a course, can you just share it with the students in that course?
Yeah. So you can decide who gets access. It can be at like the group level, so only the people in the class.
Okay.
It can be specific users, or it can be the public.
Can these custom GPTs reach out to other data sources? Can you write code, do scripting, use functions to somehow say, don't only look at this knowledge base, access this database somewhere else, access this API, these other types of things?
Yeah, so you can give that instructions. Using like our new search capabilities, it can scrape the web and find it for you too.
That's cool.
My
So,
An example, I love to share this, is that a professor at the University of Maryland told me that they created a custom GPT of themselves
mhm,
in the way that the GPT was trained on their 20 pieces of research and materials that they've created. And now they talk to what they call virtual Dave and have
right.
conversations back and forth on the future of the research that they want to do.
What is an AI agent versus ChatGPT?
Yeah, so this year is like the year of AI agents.
Yeah.
And the idea is that basically an agent goes out, uses the instructions that you share to go perform tasks independently. So they can use the internet to interact with like different types of websites, browse and analyze data,
Hmm.
and we come back to you with the results of the actions you asked. So when we think about like the evolution of AI so far, the very first iterations were around being able to converse with the knowledge more deeply, be able to create new output based on what you wanted. And now agents can take that and actually complete tasks with it. So in the past month, we have launched Operator and Deep Research, which are like our first agents that actually do like meaningful work and come back to you with the output. And I think our role as a human engaging with the AI has shifted to now being like an orchestrator. How can we use these agents and like the technology we have to get a lot of the jobs that we want day to day done, which I think is so powerful.
So the idea is that it's not relying on the human interaction like a chatbot is, like ChatGPT. It's sort of an automated version of ChatGPT. It's kind of going out there and doing things on its own as per the initial instructions.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call it an automated version of ChatGPT. It's just like the next iteration of the intelligence.
Okay,
And yeah, so right now, like when we did the demo of the operator product, we showcased how it can make like reservations for you. It can help
I
order
see.
the right materials for you. But in education, like how I've been using it as in deep research specifically, is that I give it like a parameter, something that I want to study, and I'm like, create a report around this,
Okay.
goes and collates all that information and creates that. So right now, I was talking to a university about creating like AI guidelines for the campus.
Mhm.
And they're like, hey, Sia, what are other universities doing for this? And I'm like, this is a great prompt to ask Deep Research. So we told Deep Research, how are universities building their AI policies? And create examples, showcase like it asked follow-up questions. It's like, do you want me to focus on universities in North America? Do you want me to focus on universities that are public or private? How should I think about this research? So I shared more information and it created a 7-page document about like how we should think about AI policies at universities that can help guide the leaders I was talking to.
Is this one of the first questions that comes up when you're talking to a university is what are the guidelines that we're going to put in place around these AI tools, specifically ChatGPT?
It's an important question, but the first question is more so like, what all is possible? Like, how
Yeah.
can faculty and staff become more equipped with AI?
What other kinds of things are you using ChatGPT for in your daily work? So creating reports, what else?
Oh my gosh, I talk to ChatGPT all day, and I
Yeah.
became a power user after I joined OpenAI, but now it's just such a big part of my life. So the types of conversations I have with ChatGPT, one is around just like the types of work products I produce. So I create a lot of documents, a lot of strategy for our education vertical, and I
Mhm.
talk to it back and forth about kind of elevating my thinking around a lot of the deliverables. So I recommend this to everyone, like position it as like, think about it like you're the COO of like a rocket ship company. How would you elevate your thinking around this document that I wrote?
Mhm.
I use it to think about career progression. So one of the best conversations, which I recommend to everyone, is tell ChatGPT what your aspiration is like 5 years out and be like, can you create a very prescriptive roadmap for me to getting there? And you'll be amazed by like the level of detail. It'll tell you the type of
Yeah.
content to create, the type of organizations to join. So really like that. And then of course to help with like different aspects of planning and organization. So I'm just like, these are the different teammates I'm working with. How do we split the responsibilities to take on like their best skills and make sure that it's like distributed well. And so, yeah, basically, I talk to it on all of the projects. It's
Mhm.
getting harder. It remembers a lot of my projects because I have memory enabled.
Yeah.
So I can say things like, hey, do you remember that project we did for my manager last month? And it goes like, yes, yeah, I remember. And we kind of build off that.
Tell me about other AI tools that you're using. Are there any? Is ChatGPT kind of the Swiss Army knife at this point? You can use it for anything, or are you using other tools?
ChatGPT is honestly the default. Like
Yeah.
my friend was telling me that she like was able to do like astrology work with ChatGPT too,
Yeah.
which is so cool. Like basically people are having conversations about it, about their groceries, about their home keep, their relationships. Like it's
Yeah.
really nice that it's like a it's an intelligent friend in every part of your life. Besides ChatGPT, I do use Gong for my calls. So Gong records calls. It creates like it has a note taker. It shares key takeaways and emails afterwards.
Mhm.
Um, I've played around a lot with Perplexity for search.
Yep.
ChatGPT search has obviously gotten really good, so I'm not using it as much now, but cool product, especially with their like great election interface. Like during the elections, I was only watching Perplexity graphs, which is great.
What about for creating slides?
So I started experimenting with Operator. It's not at the level of slide creation right now, but I'm very bullish that by end of this year it's going to get better.
Yeah.
So I end up creating a lot of the slides myself, but use ChatGPT for thinking about the knowledge presentation and making sure it's concise and impactful.
One thing I've used ChatGPT for quite a bit is for creating short stories for my daughter.
Oh,
Rather than having to, come up with a story every single night, I can just easily prompt ChatGPT to come up with a story that's very specific. So,
what did your daughter think of the Santa mode in December?
oh, she liked that. I
Yeah,
forgot about, yeah, she liked that.
it was
Um,
such a fun like Easter egg.
yeah, I just feel like I'm cheating sometimes. It's like I should be able to come up with a story, right, in five minutes, but sometimes I'm just, it's late, and I'll just rely on ChatGPT.
And it's so much better than our childhood, Brandon. Like our parents probably had a handful of stories they kept referencing, and
Yeah.
now kids have like unlimited stories they can hear.
AI is obviously reshaping the workforce. What skills do you think will be most valuable in the next decade?
Now, my thinking is that there, I guess, two big skills. The first is the ability to visualize great output.
Hmm.
So AI can help you create different things. It can help take care of the strategy and the presentation and the communication, but you need to be able to visualize what that output needs to look like and help like orchestrate AI to get there.
Hmm.
And the way to understand what great output looks like is to see great examples, like read amazing books, like watch great films, like be able to visualize what greatness looks like, and then be able to use AI to get there. Because if we don't teach our students this skill, then they'll have very mediocre outputs for the very mediocre inputs that they'll submit.
Mhm.
And so I think as an industry and like the entire community, we need to uplift that. And the second thing I think is the ability to inspire. So students who are able to inspire, get people excited to work with them, will go on to do great things in terms of partnerships, sales, team building, country building,
Mhm.
and I really want people to double down on those two skills.
So is that creating clear goals and then just getting better and better at prompting to get at those goals?
Um, Clear aspirations almost, I would say,
Okay.
like like that vision of what you want that final product to look like,
Right.
and then getting good at going back and forth in the prompting to get
Yeah.
to that good. And I personally don't think prompt engineering is a skill like a lot of people had said in the past year.
Yeah.
Because AI prompts will get better. They'll get better at understanding more intuitively what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But what you're looking for should be extraordinary to help you get there.
There's a lot of information out there about AI in general, different ways of using ChatGPT, creating custom GPTs. Does OpenAI provide any educational resources specifically for learning about AI or its different tools and services?
Yeah, absolutely. We have an OpenAI forum, which is designed for like industry leaders, educators, professors to kind of share best practices there.
Okay.
We have an OpenAI Academy, which is like designed
Oh,
for like students and learners. We have a great OpenAI for Education LinkedIn page that I recommend people check out,
sure.
where they share stories about how it's being used in education.
Mhm.
And finally, our ChatGPT page on LinkedIn just shares like really good prompting exercises and ways to get better there.
OpenAI recently released Sora a month or two ago. How do you see AI generated video transforming education? And do you think OpenAI would ever provide this as part of its educational package?
Great question. And for like listeners, right now it's available on like the Plus and the Pro, but it's not
Hmm.
available in ChatGPT Edu.
Hmm.
Think our aspiration is to definitely bring it, but working in an enterprise setting requires different levels of complexity we need to kind of figure out, which
Yeah.
is the team is working on. But I'm really excited about this because I'm already hearing from teachers how they're using this to enable students to kind of do virtual explorations
Mhm.
of like the impossible. So like you can take students down like a black hole to visualize like gravitational forces. You can walk through
Oh.
ancient civilizations and kind of just immerse more deeply in history.
Mhm.
So I also really believe that you can do a lot of empathy building through simulation. So you can like have students step into the shoes of others, like understand cultural nuances, like American history. Like there's so much complexity there to unpack, and you're able to understand it more empathetically, I believe, if you have like videos that let you immerse more deeply. So I'm really excited. I create a lot of short form Sora videos. They're about 20 seconds long right now,
Mhm.
but they're getting really good at being real.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Any new education startups or innovations in AI driven learning that you're particularly excited about?
So I think what AI startups are doing really interesting is that like the ones that I'm most excited about are the ones who are building a community around their AI content as well.
Ah, yeah.
So basically, of course, as our models get better, a lot of the needs in the sector change. So in 2024, in the spring, we saw a lot of like math wrapper startups come up, being like using AI to solve math problems.
Yeah.
And in the fall of 2024, OpenAI launched reasoning, which just got much better at math. So that became outdated. So
Hmm.
recommend for people who are building AI companies is to think about like the community impact and the value of the human engagement along with the AI pieces, which make it valuable. So how can like individuals engage with each other using
Yeah.
your platform? And how can AI enable better human relationships?
What advice would you give to aspiring leaders who want to shape the future of education through technology?
Oh, I love this. Um, My advice is that education is gonna be a big winner of this AI movement.
Mhm.
Like before I joined OpenAI and before, I mean, when I was just playing around with the products, I'm like, this is what we as a sector have been working towards for so long. Like, I've been in education for 12 years, and personalized learning was always the holy grail. And with ChatGPT, we have it. Like, it's available now to every type of learner, and it's available on WhatsApp and a 1-800 number. So it's like very accessible to different
Mhm.
people around the world. And I think that for people who want to become like leaders in the sector, to think deeply about how we can teach people to use this technology for their own betterment. So we need to like get away from this narrative that existed previously that, oh, this is just for lazy people, this is just for cheating. All of that is it's not. This is like your way of being able to fulfill your human potential.
Mhm.
So really excited for more people to help people learn that, absorb it, embed it into their lives, and help them become like better citizens because of it.
For students or professionals who are looking to enter the field of AI, in terms of education, where should they start? Where should they go?
I think my friends run a really good podcast called EdTech Insiders, which is very much focused on the education vertical and different trends within that. I think that's a good first place just to get a pulse on the industry and the opportunities. I really like this Future of Higher Ed community, fohe.org, where you can engage with other people building out the future of higher ed. And then finally, I recommend having a conversation with ChatGPT and getting clarity on who you want to become within the education sector through that back and forth correspondence.
What about courses, certifications, boot camps, things like that?
Yeah. So there's a lot of great certifications out there. Springboard and Udacity, my former employers, both
Mhm.
have courses. Coursera just built one with Ethan Mollick, really impactful. So if you want a longer form course, all of those exist. If you want to dive into the engineering piece, the Georgia Tech Masters in CS online has pivoted and included more in AI, which is awesome. But if you're looking just to be a casual learner, asking like deep research or ChatGPT to compile some resources for you with the exact area you're interested in would be helpful too.
That's great. Um, what's on the horizon for ChatGPT? Any new features you can talk about?
So really excited about us just doubling down on agents. Like deep
Yeah.
research, it's so new. Universities are going to take advantage of it. Very excited about other agents that'll come out this year and how basically GPTs will enable us to like how we'll keep improving GPTs to let people correspond with the knowledge of their campus.
What's next for you? Any upcoming projects, initiatives that you're particularly excited about at OpenAI or otherwise?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we announced a California State University deal, and now we're figuring out how we're going to deploy this to 500,000 users. And I'm so excited because if we can get like AI literacy right at that scale, then we're
Yeah,
going to like really enable economic mobility for California citizens and residents.
that's great.
Thanks so much, Brandon. This was
Okay.
all.
Thanks for taking the time.
Have a great day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.